Hit me with the boom, Mike. Hit me with the boom.
There it is.
Here it comes, bro.
Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the. No. Here comes the. Oh. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want I'm ready for love today. Do I want to make?
And welcome to a Sleeper Wire show. I'm your host, Jason, and with me as always is the Dirty Jobs 21 in the background doing dirty things for us on the mic, on the phone. He'll get you on air when you call us. With me also, as always, is my brother at BFTG Pod, the 40-year-old man himself, George.
Jason, I got a question. Am I always here with you, though? Because I feel like that was an exaggeration.
No, it's an exaggeration this year for sure. George has had to work a lot of Sundays to keep that beautiful-looking roof over his head.
It's a gorgeous roof.
But we do have him this week, and Hoos is already in the chat asking for the longest intro ever.
That's only Friday nights.
That's a Friday night thing. The other black corner right underneath me, from toilets to titles, is Justin FF.
George.
Well, Mike.
George.
We already Showtime George. We're now talking about Justin FF, who right before the show had to wolf down a sandwich, so he'll be back on with us in a second. It's week 11, George. We're already into week 11. Man, what are we doing with our lives? COVID hasn't slowed it down. It can't stop the juggernaut that is the NFL.
It was never going to stop this juggernaut that is the NFL. There's way too much money involved, way too many sponsors, way too many TV deals, way too many times Justin wiping his face. It's just there's way too much involved. The machine was never going to stop. It was going to go no matter what. What would it look like? That's what we wanted to know.
Well, so while Justin's still chewing, I want to let you know you can give us a call at 205-797-5337, 205-79-SLEEP. You can give us a call. We can get you on air, answer your questions first. We're going to be here up until right around 12:30, except for George. He's going to be gone about noon, but we'll be here till about 12:30 to answer your start-sit questions. You can ask us trade questions. You can ask us questions like Hoos just asked. What kind of sandwich was that, Justin?
Well, it's interesting because the wife just cleaned out the refrigerator last night to get things ready for Thanksgiving. So when I went in there to grab something to eat, I realized just how poor we are because, like, got rid of everything. And so it was a lunch meat sandwich with 3 different types of lunch meat because there were 3 bags that were all partially full.
Hey, listen, I'll take
nothing like mixing your meat, right?
I've seen that movie. So I've got to say I am really looking forward to Monday Night Football. I'm a Tampa fan. Tampa's playing the Rams on Monday night. My father-in-law's a Rams fan. I do have to say I wish it was not on primetime because historically the Bucs aren't great on primetime. I don't want to mention a 38-3 blowout or whatever that was against the Saints. So hopefully they play a little bit better. Any games in particular you're looking forward to this week?
I'm going to go with the Dolphins at the Broncos.
Well, of course you would.
Listen, you just went with the Bucs and the Rams. Don't give me shit for going my homer team as well, right?
But listen, Jesus, the Bucs are 7-3 and the Rams are 6-3. You guys are playing the Broncos, who can't seem to win a goddamn game.
Here's the reason why I'm looking forward to it. Once we win, I get to let Fallon know my Dolphins went to her home and curb stomped her team.
Man, talking that trash. Let's see if they can actually win.
They have to win in order for me to talk the trash, though.
Yeah, you do. They do.
Otherwise,
Justin,
you won't hear a peep out of me.
Justin, anything on the slate you're looking forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna keep with this homer streak that we got going on because the Packers are coming to Indianapolis. So these are both playoff teams, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to fare well for my Colts. But I'll still be watching and cheering them on. But I think hopefully it should be a good game if we can keep Rivers throwing the ball within 10 yards every play. We should be okay.
All right. So we have a couple questions already to start with, and I'm just gonna pot them up. This is from Mixler. J fan, 6-point passing touchdown. Newton, Cousins, Hill.
I'm going Cousins here.
Justin,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Newton.
man, why you guys got to make me pick between the two?
I thought you were going to go Hill.
Yeah, you can go.
You can take Taysom.
I'll take Taysom Hill and then make Mike decide. That would be a dick move. I was looking at the schedule. Kirk Cousins gets the Texans. Man, that's choice, right? But Kirk Cousins gets Cowboys, and I want to play anybody I can against the Cowboys, so I'm playing Kirk Cousins this week.
Yeah, it's strictly matchup based for me. I like the matchup against Dallas. They're giving up tons and tons of air yards.
So yeah. J-Fan also wants to know, pick 2 in a PPR. T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Jefferson, Claypool, and Duke Johnson. Man, that's a good problem to have.
I feel at this point Jefferson is a must start, right? Like, is there anybody there you're benching Jefferson for?
I'm not.
No.
A lot of good matchups in this, though.
There are.
I really like Claypool this week.
So Claypool is,
but it's so hard to bench Higgins or DJ Moore too.
So if I had to, I would probably bench Higgins, and then but for me, it's between DJ Moore and Claypool. DJ Moore is playing the Lions. Claypool is playing the Jaguars.
Yeah, DJ Moore's going to have the backup quarterback. I think Bridgewater's out.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm going to go Claypool and Jefferson. I'm going to take 2 of the 3 rookies that are on the board here.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jefferson and Claypool as well.
Yeah.
All right, J-Fan keeping the streak alive. We're going to do pick 2 PPR. AJ Brown, T. Higgins, Jerry Judy, Marquis Brown, and McKissick.
Because it's PPR, I'm definitely starting McKissick. The last 2 weeks with Alex Smith back there, he's gotten 14 and 15 targets in each game. Do I expect that streak to continue where he's getting that many targets? No. But in a PPR, if you're telling me McKissick can go out there and get 8 or 9 targets a game, I'll absolutely take that in the PPR. So I'll go him, and I'm not sitting A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I was worried about A.J. Brown at first for this week, just, going against Baltimore, going against the name. But the last couple of weeks, Baltimore's secondary has actually shown a little bit of weakness. They've kind of been getting burned a little bit. So he's got the talent to burn them too. So I think I would go with A.J. Brown here as well, obviously with McKissick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that matchup does scare me a little, but like you said, the last couple of weeks, they've given up a decent amount. So I'm gonna stay with you guys. I've been picking McKissick a lot. He hasn't let me down. I'm gonna stick with my boy McKissick, and I'm gonna go AJ Brown. And that's all 3 of us. So who says happy birthday, George? Happy belated.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
It's 40 years young. Look at that old face.
Yeah. I still look like I'm in my 20s.
Wow, you look bad in your 20s, dude.
I was rough, I'm telling you.
King Ritzy says, would you start Logan Thomas over Jared Cook, or would you start them both and put one in the flex instead of Tannehill or Wentz?
I would not put either one of them in the flex over a quarterback. I'm sorry, just not doing it.
No.
So don't do that, King.
So now would you play Logan Thomas over Jared Cook, given the fact that that we have another tight end throwing to him this week.
I think I would start Thomas over Cook.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I would start Jared Cook because I have to, but I can see a world where Taysom Hill targets Jared Cook a lot, but 2-1, so Logan Thomas it is. Dana, PPR pick 2, Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, Marquis Brown. I'm going to say Cooper Kupp and Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I am as well. Marquis Brown just has not been getting it done.
Yeah, he's not seeing enough targets.
So the one thing I can say about Godwin is when Brady targets Godwin, it's an 85% completion rate. He's targeting him a decent amount. He's not getting a lot of touchdowns, but he's getting you a lot of catches. He's getting you a lot of yards. So I'm good with Chris Godwin.
Yeah, when he plays, you got to play him.
And against the Bucs secondary, who's taken a step back over the last couple weeks, I can see playing Cooper Kupp as well.
So the last 3 weeks, Marquise Brown has had 1 reception, 3 receptions, and 2 receptions. That is brutal. He's had a total of 65 yards and 1 touchdown over the last 3 games. There's no way you could play him right now. Just none.
Not over the other 2, especially.
Yep.
For what it's worth, you've got 2 wide receivers on opposite teams facing each other on Monday Night Football. So you get that opportunity to have a guy on the field the entire game during Monday Night Football. So you can really enjoy it a little bit more, but also hopefully watch your team come back for a victory.
Correct.
King Ritzy bringing back some info from that other question. He says he planned on starting Wentz, Ballage, McKissick, Logan Thomas, Adams, Lockett, Hollywood, and Cooper Tannehill. I have Corey Davis, Jared Cook on the bench right now. Would you change anything to win this week? So would you guys put in something like Corey Davis over Hollywood Brown?
I probably would.
I mean, it is against the Ravens, but Corey Davis has played pretty well. So I think I'd probably personally, I think I'd play Corey Davis over Hollywood, but I'm a Corey Davis truther, so I'm going to let these other 2 make that decision.
I think Corey Davis has the safer floor.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm also fine with leaving Cook on the bench there.
All right, and Colts or Chiefs, TFLS and return yards count.
Tackles for loss and return yards count.
Yeah. Colts playing the Packers as we talked about earlier. The Chiefs are playing the Raiders tonight.
I think I'm leaning the Colts here.
The only reason I'm leaning the Colts is because of those return yards. They've done really well at returning the ball this year.
Yeah, I would go with the Colts.
I'm gonna say the Colts as well.
I don't have a very extensive background in tackles for loss and return yard league, so I will throw that out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that too. But
I know Darius Leonard gets a lot of them. I'll say that.
I was just thinking about Mecole Hardman's a pretty decent return man, but hadn't done that much this year. So
right.
I don't know. It's hard to pay attention to that when most of the world doesn't play that, but I'm intrigued to actually do that next offseason. Sounds like fun. I do want to throw out that 205-797-5337, 205-789-SLEEP. And we have a call ready to go. Mike, if you want to pot them up, call you're on with a Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, this is Jermaine. I'm from Philly.
Hey, Jermaine.
What's up, Jermaine?
I'm calling about Hey, guys. I'm calling about my quarterback today. I'm projected for a tie, and I'm playing against Patrick Mahomes. My quarterbacks are Wentz, Tannehill, and Taysom Hill. And I'm just, totally confused about who to play for today. And a must-win situation.
Wentz, Tannehill, Taysom Hill. And that's tough because you don't Taysom Hill has the best matchup of the 3, but it's Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that
I'm more about Wentz. I'm more about Winston getting in there. If that, if a couple passes, he might get in there, or if Taysom Hill starts crashing, facing him with Jameis, and then I get 5 points out of Taysom for it.
I think we can't. I'm not going to recommend much of Taysom Hill this week.
Unless you can play him at tight end or wide receiver.
Exactly right. So I think you're stuck with Wentz or Tannehill here. So guys, Wentz or Tannehill. Tannehill's playing the Ravens. Wentz is playing the Browns.
I'm going to go Wentz.
In bad weather.
This isn't the popular opinion, and I know it, but I mean, for me, Tannehill's facing the Ravens, and I just don't like that matchup. If it is down to those two, I would go Wentz. But honestly, I think that Falcons and Saints game is going to be a very run-heavy game for the Saints. I mean, the Falcons can give up big chunk run plays too, and you've got Kamara and Murray and Taysom Hill back there running the football. I could see him getting a lot of rushing yards, and a lot of people regretting not starting him just because they undervalue his throwing. And they're not valuing his rushing ability enough. But in this situation, I think I'd still go Wentz just because the Browns secondary is pathetic. So Wentz could actually do something. I don't want people to underestimate what Taysom Hill could do as a quarterback this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Wentz too. He burned us last week on a DFS play, but that can't stop me from recommending him to you this week against the Browns.
Plus, you're in Philly. Are you a Philly fan?
Oh, 100%. I bleed green.
Yeah, well, start your board. Have fun. Enjoy the game.
But Wentz cost me a win last week, though. He's my quarterback I need.
So the Eagles are your team, but he's not your boy right now. All right, I get that. I get that. But, I mean, Cleveland's secondary is just bad, though.
Yeah, and Myles Garrett's out today too, so I'm kind of leaning that way myself now, thinking about it.
Yeah.
That helps. Is everything okay back there?
Nobody's getting killed in the background, right? There's we're not sacrificing like little babies to the devil gods, are we?
Heard your Wentz call.
I think he's praying to Wentz right now. He's trying to. He may be sacrificing a goat so that Wentz has a good game. I get it, man. Anything you can do to get a win.
I commend you, man. You're keeping your cool with all
right.
that, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you.
Good luck this week.
So, Jason,
I'm a little worried because as soon as we called that out, he had to jump off the phone.
So I know we got another call that can wait just a second. I do want to touch a little bit on what Justin was talking about Taysom Hill. I do like Taysom Hill. Listening to the quote-unquote experts throughout the week, like once it was declared he was the official starter, I believe it was the guys over at ESPN had him just outside the top 12. And it was because of his rushing ability. So I do agree that, you do have to pay attention to Taysom Hill and his rushing. He rushed for 32 touchdowns, I believe it was in college. He also threw for close to 7,000 yards. He threw for, I think it was 41 touchdowns, but he also threw for 32 interceptions throughout his career. So the touchdown to interception ratio number is atrocious, but when you add in the runs, it's not bad. So I do like him, but in a must win, it's just super, super risky.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah, like I said, it's not that I'm like all over him right now this week or anything. It's just, if you're in a spot, I'm also not afraid to start him if I really need to.
Yeah, I am starting him in a super flex. I've actually got him as my wideout right now in that league, but in my super flex position, I have a running back. So I could easily flip it and he would be my super flex quarterback.
Right.
So I am starting him in one league, but it's just high risk, high reward.
Absolutely.
I do want to mention we talked about 7-Eleven a lot on the show Friday night, and I am aiming for 7-Eleven sponsorship. Notice that when I take a drink, the logo is out. All right.
All right. Let's get back to the calls and not Jason's 7-Eleven sponsorship.
we do.
Was he freezing for anybody other than me?
Yeah, that was bad.
Okay.
No, it seems to be a Sunday morning habit now that my computer wants to go ahead and freeze up, but that's okay. We've got a call.
When Jason's done unfreezing, Jason, I know you can hear us. Leave and come back. Caller, you were on the Sunday Morning Blitz. What's your name? Where you're from? What can we do for you?
Hey, what's up, guys? Gabriel from Miami.
Hey, what's going on, Gabriel? How you doing, my brother?
Good, good. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. It's week 11. We never thought we'd get here.
Yeah, for sure. So, obviously, I have another Taysom Hill question. So, I have Taysom Hill in right now as a quarterback, one quarterback league. I have Josh Allen on bye. So on the waiver wire right now is I heard you speak about Ryan Tannehill, but also Matthew Stafford is on the wire as well. What do you think I should do with those three options?
See, this is one of those situations for me that I think I'd probably stick with Taysom because Stafford, that injury is in Stafford's throwing hand. So there's a possibility that could come back to haunt them. The Panthers are really bad against the run. So they might try to utilize Adrian Peterson a lot, which I don't know how successful that's going to be. And then you got Tannehill against the Ravens. I might still lean to keep Hill in the lineup.
Yeah, I lean Hill in this situation as well, believe it or not.
Perfect. Next question is, so I've had Fant the whole year, wrote it out with him. I drafted him, so I've been riding it out with him. Obviously, he hasn't been doing too well. His quarterback hasn't been doing too well. So I was wondering if I should stay with him, which I really don't mind because he has, tight ends just aren't really good right now. But Dalton Schultz is on the waiver wire. Do you think he's worth replacing him?
I couldn't hear a lot of that. I had some stuff going on. And you are muted.
So pretty much the question was Fant or Schultz today and the rest of the season.
Oh, Noah Fant and Schultz. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely Noah Fant for me. And I think because I do like Schultz, but for whatever reason, with Dak going down, they haven't been targeting that tight end position nearly as much as I would like. So we've got Noah Fant is coming back from his injury. He's definitely going to get targets and options there. So in that offense, so they need some kind of a spark in that offense anyway. So I'm going to go with Fant rest of the year. I think we lost George and Jason is back. You guys are on a carousel here.
We're playing musical chairs. George had to go take care of a work phone call. Judy called. So I'm going to say Noah Fant as well. Like Justin said, I only caught most of it, but like Justin said, we're not seeing as much offense as we wanted to see out of Dallas, and we're definitely not seeing a lot out of the tight end position. So Fant rest of the season. The only issue there is can he stay healthy? Right.
That's a big question. Fortunately, it's a tight end, so if he's not healthy for whatever reason, you should be able to pick something up off of the free agency.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have a lot of people on bye, and my whole starting lineup is pretty much injured. Galladay, McCaffrey, Mixon, Robinson's on a bye. And we played 2 flex. So usually I start 2 wide receivers in my flex. So right now I have Devontae Parker and I have Lazard. Now my question is, I know Lazard is just coming back today, tough matchup. I was wondering if I should just try to find someone on the wire. The one I was really interested in was Willie Snead. Should you think it would be smart to play him over Lazard?
I mean, I don't know if getting Willie Snead would be chasing points or if it's chasing the fact that he has been more of that offense the last couple of weeks. But Willie Snead, yeah, no, I think you're fine with what you have currently in your flex. I just never can trust Willie Snead, but I think you're fine with what you have.
I agree. I don't know that I trust Willie Snead rest of the season. I don't know that I trust him today either. It's just, it seems like it's fool's gold, right? Like at some point, Willie Snead's shown over his career he's not that guy. So even though he's had a little mini stretch, I can't trust that he is that guy.
Yeah, and that's another part of the problem too, is by getting Snead, even if he does perform better this week, you're getting rid of Lazard, who potentially could be a lot better over the season, and somebody else could come in and sweep him off of the free agent market. So you're taking that risk to get a guy that might maybe outscore this week. I just don't know that it's worth that risk.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna drop Lazard. I was gonna probably, if I would do that, I was probably gonna drop Latavius Murray, but I don't really want to do that either. So yeah, I probably just gonna keep Lazard.
You're not starting Latavius Murray this week? I would start Latavius Murray over Lazard this week, because Lazard has that tough matchup. He's coming back from a core injury, which can be tricky. And I really think this is going to be a run-heavy game this week with New Orleans and the Falcons.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. All right, so then there's two more questions. Sorry, guys, a lot of questions for me this week. So right now I have, in my other league, I have Kareem Hunt and Kalen Ballage starting and running back. I have James Robinson on my bench just because it's a tough matchup and I don't know really what to expect there. Do you think I should replace Hunt or Ballage for James Robinson, or I have Amari Cooper in my flex? Should I put James Robinson in my flex for Amari Cooper?
Man, I don't want to sit Robinson because every week I tell somebody to sit him. He plays really well.
Yeah, I'm starting him over Ballage.
Man, and then I looked and saw that the Chargers are playing the Jets. So it's so hard to sit Ballage.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a great match, but
listen, Robinson's played so well on the season. I'm going to play him over Ballage. I'll go with Justin.
So who was that flex option then? Maybe we start Ballage in the flex. Who was that other option you said?
Cooper.
Okay, so right now, starting running backs are Kareem Hunt and Ballage. Okay, so let's just say I put James Robinson in for Ballage. So right now, starting running backs are Hunt and James Robinson. Okay, so then my options for flex are, my two receivers starting are Ridley and Deontay Johnson. My options for flex are Cooper, Ballage, Jacoby Myers, Robert Woods.
I mean, maybe Ballage or Woods there. I think that Cooper is inconsistent enough that we can at least be worried about him. Because I do still like that Ballage matchup with the Jets. If they get up early enough, then, I mean, he could get a lot of garbage time points for the entire fourth quarter potentially.
All right, I'm gonna agree with Justin there too as well.
So we're all starting Ballage in my flex.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's all I had. Thank you as always.
Dude, have a good week. Good luck this week, and happy Thanksgiving if we don't talk to you before then.
All right, you too.
All right. And Mike, do we I think we got another call. So caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
What's up, guys? It's Curtis from Miami.
Hey Curtis, what's going on, dude?
What's up, man? Thursday night wasn't kind to me, so I need some help this week.
All right, so you need big points. What you're saying?
Huh?
You need big points, is what you're saying. It wasn't kind of you Thursday night, so you need lots of points.
Yes, sir. All right, for my running back position, Josh Jacobs is an auto star, so I'm not really worried about him. It's my RB2 position. James Conner has fucked me for weeks on end now. He has legitimately cost me 2 wins in a row. I've literally lost I lost the last 2 weeks by less than 5 points. and James Conner was a humongous reason for it. He's getting to the point where I don't know. I know he's a starting RB, but it's hard. It's getting hard for me to trust him. So there's some other options. I do have James Conner. I was able to snag Giovanni Bernard, and I have Adrian Peterson, and I have Ronald Jones. Do you guys think I should still roll with Conner, or do you like one other option more?
It's hard for me to sit Conner against the Jaguars, but I know you've been burnt a couple times, and you need a big upside play.
Yeah.
I mean, Conner is my guy here. He's even got the biggest upside, but if I was going to go with somebody else because I felt burned, I would go Ronald Jones.
And who was I heard Gio, I heard Ronald Jones. Who was that other one?
It was Gio, AP, and
AP.
Ronald Jones. I should have. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So AP's going against the Panthers, but unfortunately, AP is still just plain old ordinary AP. But without Swift, I mean, there is potential there. He could get a couple touchdowns and really save your day if you're really looking for high end. But I just don't know that I like Rojo's matchup with the Rams. But Rojo gets all kinds of opportunity there too. That's a tough one. I think I still have to stick with Conner as much as I'd hate to do it. And I am in your position in the league too, where Conner has really been costing me, and I still have to start him this week against the Jaguars.
I got you. All right. Well, for receivers, I'm starting Mike Thomas. I had started Christian Kirk because I had him in my flex, but I moved from my flex to my receiver, so he didn't really do too much for me. So I have an option of for my other receiver, Cooper Kupp or AJ Brown.
So it's Cooper Kupp or AJ Brown or Christian Kirk.
It's 4-point PPR.
Cooper Kupp, AJ Brown. I'm gonna go AJ Brown.
Yeah, between those two, I'm going to stick with A.J. Brown too. Like I said, Peters has gotten burnt a few times the last couple weeks, and A.J. Brown does have the ability to burn. So just got to hope he doesn't drop that wide open 65-yard touchdown again.
All right. All right, for my flex position, for my tight end position, I'm looking at either Noah Fant, Noah Fant is killing me. He is literally nailing me to the cross lately. Like it's getting bad, Noah Fant. Or I can choose Logan Thomas, who I just picked up to throw on the bench.
For this week, I'm gonna say Logan Thomas. So rest of the season, I still like Fant better there. But for this week, I mean, that Miami Dolphins defense is actually legit. So I'm going to stick with Logan Thomas.
Yeah, and I agree with Justin as well.
All right, guys. For my flex position, I have a choice between Amari Cooper, Gio, AP, Ronald Jones, or Cooper Kupp.
Or Cooper Kupp.
So I think if you just look at the names, how can you sit Cooper Kupp in that group? You know, like it's Rojo, it's AP, it's Gio, it's Amari Cooper. All of those can be very inconsistent or mediocre at times. And Kupp seems to be pretty consistent for the most part. So I think I would still go with Kupp because he still has that potential to have that big game that you need because of what Thursday night did to you.
All right. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like I've been on this week. I've been on edge. Like I'm saying, it's been bad. I lost 3 weeks in a row because of Conner and Fant. I've literally lost every game by less than 5 points because of Conner and Fant. They've been killing me on these last few weeks.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you, man. Especially like I said, in that one league that I have with Connor, it's hurting even more because we're supposed to select a tiebreaker running back, and all my other guys are hurt. So he's been my tiebreaker running back all season too. So yeah, it's been rough.
All right, then. Well, I feel a little confident now. You guys made me feel more confident going to Sunday matchups, man. So I appreciate the help, man.
Right on. Good luck to you.
You're gonna be in good shape, Curtis. Good luck. Happy
All right,
Thanksgiving.
All right, guys.
All right.
You're cutting out really bad, Jason.
I think
we can't.
There we go. Me and Jason are tag teaming in and out this morning.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with a bunch of work stuff. Jason's now dealing with my work stuff.
You guys are tag teaming in and out, and I'm staying in the ring getting beat up.
It's a good thing. Hey, listen, it's a good thing we had you on this morning. Between Jason and I, his shitty internet connection, my being called for an emergency for work. It's just been good stuff.
Well, let's keep it positive and get back to some football here.
Yeah, let's get back to some phone calls because we got more calls on the line. Mike, cue the next one up. Caller, what's your name, where you're from, and what can we do for you this morning?
Hey, guys. Good morning. It's Hakeem from Chicago. I had a couple questions for you this morning. I'm looking at Deshaun Watson versus Matt Ryan to start this week. We know Stephon Gilmore is expected to play, so anytime that I'm listening to advice, nobody is picking the Texans wide receivers over other options this week. So that's really making me worried about playing Watson, especially with New England limiting pass catching options.
Well, I really like that Saints defense, though. So I think in this particular situation, it's worth it to go ahead and take Watson because Watson can also get it done on the ground. That's the other thing you got to consider when people aren't really talking up the Texans wide receivers. That doesn't necessarily mean a bad game for Watson as well, because he does have that mobility factor. That's kind of it's kind of like a cheat code in fantasy football. So plus I've really loved Watson since he came out. So I might be a little partial on this call. So, and then I'm a Colts fan too. So that says a lot to say that I've been a Watson fan for most of as far as watching him on the field. I don't know about fantasy necessarily, but watching him on the field, I love watching the guy play. I want to enjoy my Sundays.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan has a tough matchup against the Saints. I think for me, I'm going to be starting Watson this week.
So
I love Watson too. I wish Chicago would have picked him over Trubisky, but here we are.
Yeah.
But is Marshawn Lattimore playing today? Because I feel like he's not.
No, Marshawn Lattimore is out.
And for that reason, I'm going to go Matt Ryan here. Like the Marshawn Lattimore is a big deal on what the Saints want to do in that defense. Normally he would be shadowing Julio Jones. Without him shadowing Julio Jones, I think the Falcons have to probably win out if they want to make the playoffs. So each game going forward is a must win for them. I'm going to go Matt Ryan.
That's a fair point. I did not know that or consider that. So I think you just talked me into Matt
Lattimore.
Yeah, I mean Lattimore is like one of the top 5 cornerbacks in the NFL, and if he's not covering if he's not on the field, putting coverage on one of the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL, that's just I just see a huge game here for Matt Ryan.
I agree. You changed my mind.
Okay, guys. That's awesome. My second question, I want to ask you that first so you didn't get biased by the second question, which also ties into the first question. So here, let me lay it out for you guys. So my opponent, he had DeAndre Hopkins Thursday night, didn't go well for him, got 5 points. We're in the standard league, by the way, also. I think that helps to know. He has Julio Jones. So that's why I'm like, I might want to offset a little bit of that with having Matt Ryan as my quarterback. Now, again, this also the big question. I have Calvin Ridley as well. Are you guys starting him this week? Are you trusting? They took him off the injury report, but they're saying they were going to still monitor him through Saturday. So I don't know about that coming off the injury. So my options for wide receiver are Deontay Johnson, Keenan Allen, and Calvin Ridley. I had Kenny Galladay, but obviously he's out this week. So those are my three options for wide receiver. And then my other option, I could start all three of them if I put one of them in my flex, but my main flex option is going to be Kalen Ballage. Now, y'all, give me two wide receivers at my flex. And again, does this change anything about starting Matt Ryan with Julio on another team and then Calvin Ridley potentially for the stack?
No, I don't. So I don't typically care who my opponent has on their going for them. I want to play the best player available for me, and so that does not change my mind at all with regards to starting Matt Ryan. As far as Calvin Ridley goes, what were the options? It was Calvin Ridley, Keenan Allen, and who was the other one?
Deontay Johnson for Pittsburgh going against Jacksonville.
Okay,
they're supposed to get a little bit of rain there, I think, but I don't think it's a big deal.
No, I still think you roll out. Who would you be playing over Calvin Ridley?
I'd be playing rolling Keenan Allen for sure. I can't bench him. I'd be rolling Deontay Johnson over Ridley, or I could put Deontay Johnson in my flex over Kalen Ballage. But I wanted to fit Kalen Ballage into my lineup this week because I feel like he could really, get a bunch of yards, a bunch of touches. Anthony Lynn, there was some report that said he actually wanted to get Ballage more work.
So I would start Ballage for sure, especially being a standard league. And then I lean Deontay Johnson over Calvin Ridley.
Yes. The reason.
Yeah, thanks.
For me, Keenan Allen is out because I feel like the Chargers could jump out early, and they're probably not going to have to push the ball or throw the ball as much. So unless he gets one of those early touchdowns in the game, I'm not really projecting him to get all too much in the second half. So it's kind of like you're getting a half of Keenan Allen in my mind. So he's the guy. He's the odd man out for me.
You'd go Ridley over Keenan Allen there. Okay.
Yeah, if they say he's healthy enough to play, and it's just like we said earlier, George said earlier, this is a must-win game for the Falcons already. They've got to win out. They've got to fight. He's going to try to play, and if he does play, with Lattimore out especially, now he's going to probably get the number 3 cornerback on him. So I like the matchup if he does play. So. And then, of course, you've got that factor that you're starting Matt Ryan, like we already discussed. So you've got a stack in there, too, to root for.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, guys, thanks so much. One last question. Don't want to take up too much of your time. You guys know tight end has been a crapshoot this year. I started the season with Jonnu. Thought I had something. I've since then pivoted to Ebron and Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper coming off the injury, weathered last game, so it's like I don't know how to trust it. I do not want to hold 2 tight ends past this week. Do I just roll Ebron or I'm going to watch their games this week, but who do I start this week?
Is this the same league as your other question?
Same league. This is my main league. It's the family league. It's always a big deal. So.
No, without a question, it's Ebron because I'm already leaning Ebron here anyway. You're starting enough Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You don't.
No, go ahead.
I would say you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. There's a good chance it could pay off. The Falcons could go out and score 49 points. And then in that case, looking back, you're going to want to start every Falcon. But there is a world where they go out and score 14 points, and now you're wishing you would have not put all your eggs in one basket and hedged on the Falcons. So for those reasons, I would go Ebron. I don't see that there being a huge difference right now between Ebron and Hooper.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your help.
Yep, anytime. We appreciate it.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yep.
All right, and with that, Justin, we're going to roll right into the next call. Caller, you're on the Blitz. What's your name? Where you from?
What up, man? It's Chirp. Still.
What up, Chirp?
Man, drama and tragedy.
Oh boy, fill us in a little bit. Give us a little backstory here.
Sounds like junior high.
Ugly, man. It's my 14 team standard, and I'm going against the 0-10 team, and I'm looking like I might catch a dog. I might get beat. It's a work league. I can't have this happen. This is ridiculous.
Nobody wants to lose to the 0-10 team. What's the
What's the
what you
squad
got
look
going?
like? The issue I'm having right now is I feel like a dog chasing his tail. So I have my biggest concern I need to do work on right now is my running back situation. Since Chris Carson got he's been out for the past couple of weeks, and I wasn't able to pick up on the backups because ratchet co-workers sniping. They're doing what they're supposed to do, but I appreciate it. So what I'm stuck at for running back is Madison. Gibson is going, but Madison, Murray, and yeah, that's it. So I was trying to see if possibly if I needed to drop Madison and scoop up Kerryon Johnson. So it's
How many running backs are you trying to start here? Just one?
No, well, I'm starting Gibson, so the other one is just it'll been just another one between Madison or Murray.
Okay, so
another one
anything drastic and drop anybody to go get Kerryon Johnson for any reason. So even if AP goes down, I'm still worried about Kerryon Johnson. Murray is going to have a good game. I've felt that way all week. I've felt even more confident in that when they said Taysom Hill was starting. Kamara is still somewhat nursing that injury, and they're going to try to utilize Murray to help. I mean, I know he's still playing. I know Kamara's still playing, but I'm confident that Murray's going to have a solid game this week. He's very likely going to score a touchdown at least. So, in my mind, you're starting Murray, and I wouldn't drop Madison yet because you still have that jackpot waiting in your back pocket if Cook gets hurt. With Kerryon Johnson, you're expecting AP to get hurt, and then you still just have the Lions running back that isn't that talented, with Swift potentially coming back soon as well. So Kerryon would be irrelevant again.
Okay, so that's cool. I can run with that. What about with Matt Breida? Is he worth a look at all?
I'm gonna shoot that over to George because he's the resident Dolphins fan, and he's the only one of us that watched those games.
First off, everybody should be watching the Dolphins game. They're very entertaining. They're not the 2019 Dolphins. As far as Matt Breida goes, I think he's going to come back, but I think he's going to be involved in a timeshare with Salvin Ahmed. Ahmed looked really good last week. They gave him a ton of hey, what's going on, Mike? They gave him an absolute full workhorse load. They gave him 21 touches, but I believe they only targeted him like 1 or 2 times in the passing game. So catching the ball is not something Ahmed does. That is something clearly a Matt Breida role. He's the better pass catcher of the two. So when he comes back, I can definitely see there being a running back by committee going on in Miami between Ahmed and Jason's back, between Ahmed and Breida.
Okay. So do you think, like, because one of my receivers I have on there, which I've still been holding on to, Hollywood Brown, do you think is it worth for me to drop him, Breida, just in case to have him on there?
You could drop Hollywood Brown, absolutely. He's not doing anything for anybody on any fantasy roster at this point. The only reason he should be maintained, in my opinion, on any rosters is if it's a dynasty league.
Okay. So that helps me go into my next bit is between my receivers. As I guess the question is who to sit. So I got Fuller, Ridley, Jacoby Myers, and DJ Moore.
I think you got to send Myers here, but it's tough because he's been playing so well. But that's still between those options. I think I'm sitting Myers. Hey guys, I'm going to take a little break here for a minute. I'm going to dip out just for a second. I'll be right back.
We're playing musical cameras this morning.
Yeah, this has been the weirdest day of the Blitz ever. Not only is Justin dipping, but I am dipping as well. I just got called into work for a work emergency, so I will be off for the rest of the day. We're going to leave it here with Mike, Jason, and Mike, and Justin will be back here in a few minutes. So I'm out.
Right.
See you.
Later, George. All
Bye,
right, so let's
George.
go over those wideouts again. It was DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers, and Will Fuller.
And Will Fuller. Oh, and I forgot. Well, Lazard. I just got word. I guess he's gonna be there, but he's on my bench as well.
Yeah, Lazard belongs on your bench. We're not even sure how much he's going to play coming off the abdominal injury, so he's out automatically for me. I am actually leaning DJ Moore on this one. With the uncertainty, I'm not even sure if they named if it's going to be PJ Walker or Will Grier yet. I'm not really a huge fan of either, to be quite honest. I'm a little worried about that offense. I think it's going to be a big Mike Davis day. I don't see the wide receivers getting into it. And as we saw with Bridgewater right out of the gate, he focused on Robbie Anderson a lot, and there's no guarantee that we're not going to see PJ Walker possibly focus on Curtis Samuel or Anderson. If it's Grier, he can't throw worth a damn, so I don't want anything to do with them, to be quite honest. So at this point, I mean, it's between Moore and Myers, and I'd be leaning Moore personally.
I agree. I'm with Mike completely on that one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got sitting down there, and then just going forward because I got this. Where I feel like I'm chasing my tail because I got the Saints defense. I'm only carrying one defense as of right now. As far as future wise, are they worth to hold on to, or should I just go ahead and see if I can pivot now?
I don't mind stashing defenses if we're talking about like for a championship run, grabbing guys that have really good matchups. I mean, your bench should be pretty well in order. You know, we should be basically through bye weeks. I know we got a couple more weeks of them. So as long as you can get through those, clear those, yeah, I'd start stashing some defenses myself.
All right. Oh, well, the last one I have is just Ebron or Gronk. This is for my half point PR, half PPR league. Which one should I go for today?
Oh man,
I was gonna say it's both decent matchups. I'm gonna say Ebron against the Jaguars. I think I'm gonna take Ebron against the Jags. He's got touchdown upside. I think I want that. A lot of mouths to feed in Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars are fourth to last against the opposing tight ends, whereas the Rams are middle of the pack. Ebron has scored double digits, I want to say, in 4 straight games before last week, and he probably would have hit that number if Roethlisberger made the right read on the last Claypool touchdown. Granted, he got the touchdown, but the Ebron corner route would have been the easier throw of the two, in my opinion. So I think you would have been looking at 5 straight games from Ebron, making him a must start against one of the worst teams covering the tight end. So I'm going Ebron by a considerable amount here.
There you go.
Same.
All right, cool. Well, that'll do it for me, fellas.
Good luck this week, man, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. Good luck, Chert.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Enjoy.
Hey, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. Thanks, buddy.
All right, and it looks like our calls are clear, but Mike, you're going to have to help me out because I don't know where we are as far as the questions go. I've been in and out.
Yeah, no worries. Honestly, I don't think we've even gotten to too very many of them. But actually, you know, I don't know where we're at either. It looks like I swear, did we did we cover this one with Dana right here? The Cooper Cup.
So we did that one. I don't believe we did this one. So we'll start with this one from Dana. PPR, I need 2 wide receivers, 1 running back, and 1 flex. Will Fuller, Michael Thomas, Chris Godwin, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Gio Bernard, Damian Harris, and Melvin Gordon. She's got a team, and it looks like we've got Justin back as well. So we are bringing Justin back. Mike's going back into the shadows. So guys, let's try and help Dana out here. She needs 2 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 flex. So starting with the 2 wide receivers, you got to start. I feel like you can't sit Justin Jefferson. I feel like if Michael Thomas is available, you have to start Michael Thomas. Are you guys with me? I know it's tough because there's no quarterback there. Do we have to start Michael Thomas?
No, we do not, and we are not starting Michael Thomas this week.
I feel more comfortable with Will Fuller than Michael Thomas.
Oh wow, okay. So our 2 then. So, but do you feel more confident with Will Fuller or Chris Godwin?
For this week, yeah, for this week I still do. Will Fuller is my guy. If he's healthy, you got to start him. Like, he's insane.
All right, so I'm gonna for wide receivers only, and this is what we're gonna go with going forward because 2 of us have said it. I'm gonna say Chris Godwin and Justin Jefferson, and that's 2 of us for wide receivers.
Yep.
We can come back to Will Fuller in the flex, but let's see what we do at running back first. Gio Bernard, Damian Harris, or Melvin Gordon?
Damian Harris, not close for me.
Yeah, I agree.
All
he
right,
was my turtle a few weeks ago on the show, and I've been on him ever since.
So that makes us 3 of us now. We get the flex spot where you can pick Michael Thomas, Will Fuller, Gio Bernard, Melvin Gordon. So I am going to say Will Fuller here.
This is a tougher one for me because I also like Gio, but obviously I'm still going to say Fuller. If I felt that confident about the wide receiver, I shouldn't back down now, right?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this team that we just put together, I don't love it. So I'm going to go upside, and upside here is Will Fuller. He's the guy who's most likely to explode out of this whole group.
That's all right. So we've got you're starting Will Fuller, Chris Godwin, Justin Jefferson, and Damian Harris.
So this will be the week that Michael Thomas comes back with Taysom Hill quarterback.
With Taysom. So Mini Jordan, Taysom Hill, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrows.
Kirk Cousins by a mile. Kirk Cousins has thrown 3 touchdowns in every one of his home games this year. He's playing at home. You play him. You play Thielen. You play Jefferson. At home, non-primetime Kirk Cousins is a stud. I don't know what it is. Maybe he just likes, sleeping in his own bed, but I'm not getting away from those 3 touchdowns in Kirk Cousins, and no way in hell I'm doing it for Taysom Hill.
Yeah, no, you guys heard my Taysom love earlier for his running ability and his running game, but I agree, there's way too much upside here with Kirk Cousins. So,
all right, I'm with you. That's 3 for 3. Dana Hill again. Rams or Eagles defense this week?
I don't even know the matchups. Let me take.
So Rams
Eagles.
are playing the Bucks, and the Eagles are playing the Browns.
Eagles. The Browns are really good at giving other people the football.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Brady had his one bad game a quarter, and I think it's going to be a good game for him. So we'll say the Eagles there. Mini Jordan 718. Choose a wide receiver and a flex. Full PPR. Deontay Johnson against Jacksonville. DJ Chark against Pittsburgh. AB against the Rams, and DJ Moore against Detroit. We need 2 of these guys.
All right, so I think can we all agree Deontay's the smash out of this group?
Absolutely.
And then I'm actually going to go more here. I know I kind of just trashed him earlier, but I just don't love anything else I'm seeing. AB, I just get nervous. You saw a lot of targets last week. That's going to be game script dependent. DJ Chark against Pittsburgh. Realistically, quarterback questions there. So I'm going to go pure talent on this one, and talent brings me to DJ Moore.
Yep. And I'm with you there. Too many mouths to feed in Tampa. DJ Chark against Pittsburgh and whatever quarterback they're rolling out this week. I can't do that. So yeah, Deontay, and man, I love Deontay so much, but it's so much work every week trying to figure out which wide receiver is going to have that big breakout in Pittsburgh. It just makes it tough. Can they not have a talented wide receiver at one spot, maybe once, please?
Well, against Jacksonville, they may not have to worry about just one. They might all break out.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. All right, so Dirty Fonzie 13.
Sorry, I love that handle.
Henry Robinson and Davis Becks. I just picked. I'm thinking about taking out J-Rob for him, or am I cray-cray?
Nope. Robinson.
Don't
do that.
Yeah, don't. If you picked up somebody worth playing, I'd play him. But Swift is the starter there. Adrian Peterson's the backup. I play Robinson.
Well, are you talking about for this week? Because Swift is out this week.
Oh, is he? I'm sorry.
That's what makes this a little bit more difficult, and the reason I'm going to lean AP here over Robinson. Well,
I completely forgot that.
No, man.
Coming in this question.
I still love James Robinson though, but the problem is against the Steelers. I think it's still AP for this week anyway.
I don't know. I don't play Adrian Peterson either way because I think Robinson is a check down, and they're going to get after that quarterback hard, and they're going to check it down. And I'm not going to say he's going to get a lot of yards, but I think he is in for a decent amount of receptions.
That's a fair point.
And you said A-Rob, right, Mike?
J-Rob, yeah, absolutely. I just think, especially because they're talking some Kerryon Johnson this week as well. I like the guy who doesn't share touches. That's just, for me, fantasy football is all about touches, and James Robinson gets more of them than anybody. So,
all right, and can you believe this is a question in 2020?
I love it.
So yeah, Mike must have put that on because of this question. I appreciate that, Mike.
No, that's not. That's warning bells for guys not paying attention. We got a phone call. We're just gonna jump it through before you can get into this next one. Caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, gentlemen. Happy Sunday. This is Chris from Miami.
Hey,
Sunday, Chris.
Hey, so I got a real deep in the trenches flex question for you. And I'll give you some context as to the roster. Starting Godwin and Marvin Jones, I've got Connor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and AP. And now I've got a flex spot that I need to fill. And like I said, a real S-storm, but it's Willie Snead, Mecole Hardman, or a limited Allen Lazard.
Oh, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's take Lazard out of this one. Like we talked about earlier, I mean that's an abdominal injury. Scantling looks good, so I think that he is out. Man, I'm probably going Snead. He's been getting the looks. Hardman's just so boom or bust, to be quite honest, that it's a hard time picking the boom. Snead, as gross as it sounds, is getting the targets. He's getting the play. Good matchup. So, I mean, I think he's the guy for me, and I honestly don't hate him. So, I mean, that's 18 targets in the last 3 games. So I don't hate that. The work's there. So that's who I'm going to lean with.
Well, is the question for the flex those 3 wide receivers or the other 3 running backs, Connor, CEH, and AP? Like, is it all 6 of them and we got to choose one flex?
I'd be open to hearing your thoughts on that for sure. I had kind of locked myself into Connor and CEH just because, the name, and I have to imagine they're going to come back in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, so Connor and CEH are your actual running backs, your 2 starting running backs. Those are your 2 starters, Connor.
Yeah, we run a triple flex, 1 running back, 2 wide receiver league.
Oh, 1 running back.
Yeah, so all the guys we named earlier are in, right? So CEH, AP, they're all in your lineup. You're just thinking about that last flex spot. Is that correct?
Gotcha.
Yeah, right now I've got 8 slotted in there. Just over the last 3 weeks since the bye.
Then yeah, that's pretty simple for me. I'd go with Snead as well.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, thank you for entertaining my deep trenches trash talk. Have a good one.
Good luck, man.
Good luck, man. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, and we've got another phone call. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. Oh, and it just was reported PJ Walker is starting this week. So you guys, so everybody's aware who the starter is there.
So
I
I've
do
got
like more better than if it was Greer. That's for
so
sure.
I've got 20 lineups to check in about 30 minutes when we get off here. So
Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right, guys. So I know we have another caller. Oh, say that again, caller. Sorry, I stepped on you. Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Jay from Dallas. I just got a quick question for you guys. So I'm finding a streaming option this week for Josh Allen, and I'm deciding between going with Taysom Hill or Ryan Tannehill or Matt Stafford. Need your guys' opinion.
Oh, Taysom Hill, Ryan Tannehill, Matt Stafford. Okay.
I'm gonna say Matt Stafford against the Panthers. I like the matchup the best there.
I feel like this was the same question we had earlier, not on the phone, but through the message board. But and I went with Taysom Hill because of the running ability. I really think they're going to run the ball all over the Falcons, and I would say Stafford, but that injury in the throwing hand really scares me. I don't know, but they also don't have much of a run game with only AP, so too many questions there. And then Tannehill facing the Ravens could be a tough matchup. But I think I'm going to go with Taysom Hill and just hope that he runs the ball like crazy.
All right, I guess I'm tiebreaker. I'm going to go Stafford on this one. A few reasons. Number one, I like the matchup. I like the player. The thumb scares me a little bit. Justin's right, but not enough if he's playing. I think he's going to throw the ball. Number two, I'm still not certain, as much as you hear the talk, what coach is actually going to come out and announce his game plan 3 days in advance. That's not going to happen. So I still think you run the risk of Jameis Winston at least getting some snaps, and that would really hinder the ceiling of Taysom Hill.
Got it. Do you guys think that Taysom Hill is a higher floor play?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because I agree with you, Mike, that Winston could very potentially come in and take even 20% of the snaps, but then that means that running back Taysom Hill is still going to get 80% of the snaps. How many running backs get 80% of the snaps? And I mean, and they're going to be splitting carries with Kamara and Murray as well. I get that, but that's for a guy that I've envisioned more as a running back there in that backfield playing the quarterback position. I wouldn't mind any running back in that offense that's going to get 80% of the snaps.
Got it. Okay. Thank you guys for your opinion. I'll go from there.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, man.
Good luck this week. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good one. Yeah, you too.
All right. And I did get a message from Dirty Jobs that says Bridgewater is active, but PJ is starting. So my guess is that's emergency use only, right?
Yeah.
So so we can just say PJ Walker is going to be the player. Now we can get to the question of all questions, because we are clear on phone calls. The hottest question going. Tua or Flacco?
Hold on. Time out.
Hold on.
Wait.
I'll have one caller on the line, so let's get this guy cleared, and then we'll hop into those questions.
Oh, Mike, you're killing me. All right. You know what? I'm putting this question away. This is what I call a tease, my friends. Caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
What up, dog?
It's Al. What's going on, Al?
Not much, man. Good morning to y'all.
Morning.
What's up, Al?
So, I don't know how I really want to play it this week, but my running backs, I got CEH. Of course, I'm starting him. I want to start Caleb Elias over Giovanni Bernard. Is that okay?
No, I'm good with that against the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
PPR league. Just to remind y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
And for my wide receivers, I got Robert Woods and Chris Godwin. Should I maybe go for a big play, sit Godwin, and start Deontay Johnson, and then T. Higgins in my flex? or am I fine with Woods and Chris Godwin and flex Deontay Johnson over T. Higgins or vice versa?
All right, so I'm going to make the first one easy. I have a very strange love affair with T. Higgins. He is matchup proof. He is a stud. He's my favorite human being outside of my family and Josh Allen. So I am never sitting T. Higgins. His upside is absolutely amazing. What he's been able to do as a rookie is insane. So I'm always playing T. Higgins. So what it comes down to me is Godwin or Deontay Johnson. And we talked about this a little bit. It's really whack-a-mole with the Pittsburgh receivers. However, Deontay Johnson's ceiling is higher than Chris Godwin. So I think I'm going to lean that way. And I'm going to go Higgins and Deontay Johnson. I'm actually going to sit Godwin out of this group.
Okay.
I can't.
That was my original thought. Go ahead. My bad.
No, you're good. I was gonna say I can't hate that at all because I mean, Higgins has been tearing it up. He's also not only Mike's favorite person in the world, he's also Joe Burrow's favorite person in the world. So it's definitely a good reason to keep him in there. And I really like Deontay Johnson this week with that matchup. So I can agree with that.
Well, so let me ask you guys. So we haven't talked about it, but now is it Godwin or would you sit Woods?
It's because we don't want to talk about it. It's a tough one.
Right? Like, so we still have the option of sitting Robert Woods for Chris Godwin.
Oh man, yeah, that's a lot tougher. I think that's a tougher one. Robert Woods or Chris Godwin? I'm still gonna stick Woods.
They got that defense.
What was that?
They, what are they, like 10 or they're like 10 against the wide receiver, and then like the Rams are like the first somewhere around there, or at least that's what the app is saying. But I know the defense against the wide receiver with the Rams, they normally, they limit them. So that was another reason I was thinking about sitting Godwin.
Yeah, the Rams are the best against opposing wide receivers. They're number one against receivers.
I mean, let me say they don't get to play against Evans and Godwin and AB every week, right? Like, so it's easy to shut down if you have one, and it's even kind of easy if you have two, but there's three there, and so who do you shut down? So I'm with you guys. I guess I stick with Woods as well, but I'm not that worried about Chris Godwin this week because they are still putting one on Evans. They're still putting their number one corner typically on Evans, and that may change this week with Chris Godwin against the Rams. But I'm not afraid of playing Godwin in most situations, but you've got a good problem there, Al.
Definitely. All right. Well, yeah, I guess, that's it for me. Definitely. I'll let y'all get to the questions. I know it's been a hold up.
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. Thanks, Al.
All right. Thanks, Al. Have a good week, man. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll talk to you later this week.
Happy Thanksgiving to y'all too, man. Eat good. Be safe.
You too. All right, Al. And that was Al this week. DJ, please. And it looks like we've got another phone call. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from? We're never going to get to that question of the week of the year.
It's Tua. Just go with Tua.
What's up, fellas? Ricardo.
Hey, Ricardo. What's going on? What can we do for you this week?
Shit. You could do me a favor. Definitely.
Okay. We got you.
A little pinch. Okay. So I'm starting Joe Burrow, right? I ain't got no other quarterback. It's all good. I'm in first place. The thing is, though, my wide receiver core, this is what's kind of fucking me up right now. I got too many wide receivers, and as of right now, it looks like I'm benching Calvin Ridley, but I don't want to do that. So my wide receivers is Will Fuller, McLaurin, Boyd, Godwin, and Ridley. Right now, I'm benching Ridley. I don't know who to start.
Bench Godwin.
Bench Godwin?
Yep, I'd be benching Godwin. Godwin has a brutal matchup this week against the Rams. We covered that a little earlier. The Rams are actually the toughest team against opposing wide receivers. You're still going to get Mike Evans in the red zone. You're still going to get Gronk. You're still getting Antonio Brown. Godwin, to me, this is the one week that I have zero confidence in that guy, and you have some high-end options you can put ahead of him. Every one of those guys ranks significantly higher for me than Chris Godwin based on the matchup.
Yeah, you have to get Ridley in your matchup, in your lineup.
Okay. Yes, sir. And another thing, though, I got McKissick, Sanders, Hilaire, and Balaj. Which two are you starting?
McKissick, Hilaire, and Balaj, and who else?
Sanders. Miles Sanders.
Yeah. And it's PPR?
Yeah, this is all PPR.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with McKissick for sure. I'm probably even still gonna stick with Balaj, just because I think he will be a focal point of that offense. That sounds crazy to bench CEH after all the hype early in the season, but they still have Le'Veon there. They've still been trying to give Le'Veon the ball, and they are throwing the ball like crazy still. I think you're going to see a lot of deep passes against the Raiders in this game. So I don't love the matchup for CEH. So
Wait, you just tell him to bench Miles Sanders? I'm hoping you missed that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's not tell him that. Don't bench Sanders, please. Don't bench Miles Sanders.
Well, the Browns are tougher against the run. Yeah, McKissick and Sanders. That's what I meant.
That's where I'm at as well. McKissick and Sanders for me.
McKissick and Sanders.
That'll be three of us. Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Okay. One more question. Well, one more thought. What are you guys' thoughts on Jerry Judy today?
I mean, I'll tell you, the Dolphins defense is tough. I like Judy. I don't like the way that passing offense is going, and I don't like the matchup this week. So I would put him at, a low-end wide receiver 3 at best, and not a guy I'd want to rely on. There's just a lot going wrong with that team, and there's a lot going right with Miami. So I'd be staying away from him.
Yeah, this is gonna make me. It's gonna make me throw up in my mouth a little bit. But the Miami Dolphins are. Excuse me, hold on. The Miami Dolphins are looking pretty good. I can't do it, but you understand what I'm getting at here, right? I can't do it. I can't say that the Miami Dolphins are. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on because I can't do it. He said, "There's the emergency noise again."
Okay, so with that being said, between Rager and the wide receiver Grant on Miami, who would you start?
Rager.
Yeah.
You start Rager? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, that seems to be it for me. Appreciate it, you guys.
Cool. Good luck, man.
Good luck this week.
Thanks a lot.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving. All right, so we are going to roll right into another caller. You guys must have pretty faces. They all want to talk to you over the phone. So, caller, you're on with the Blitz. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Sean. I'm from Raleigh.
Hey, Sean. What can we do for you this week?
Hey, yes. So I'm first in my division right now, or actually in the league, and actually 2 leagues. But I wanted to ask you guys what's your thoughts. Mind you, I did just join, so I'm sorry if you guys may have answered this already. But my big question, I got 2. One of them is playing Robinson this week against Pittsburgh, or the potential of like Nyheim Hines against Green Bay, considering last week. What do you guys thoughts on that one?
Man, Hines is so difficult to judge. We don't know which running backs are going to get the carries out.
I know.
But Robinson is the guy. So I think I got to stick with Robinson because you're going to get that consistency. He's definitely going to have the higher floor. I don't see Hines having another 2 touchdown game. So I would go with Robinson.
Right. Okay. And, that's kind of where I was leaning anyway. It's one of those things where it's like, go with the flow, like go with who's like, he's number 1 right there, and they're going to run with him anyway. Another question though, how about this? Claypool or Ridley? I know you guys just spoke on Ridley. But I feel like when it comes to Atlanta, with the matchup this week. I feel like Ridley is probably the better option. But when it comes to Pittsburgh, you got them just, they throw the ball regardless if they're up or not. Like, it doesn't matter the score. So they just swing the rock around. So what do you guys thoughts on that one? So Ridley?
Claypool. I play to win. I play to win, and I love Chase Claypool. I love what he's doing. I think the touchdown upside is huge. I wish you had an option to get both of them in your lineup, but I would swing for the fences with Claypool. Why the hell not?
Well, we said earlier that.
Since you made that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say we said earlier that really any of the Steelers wide receivers should break out for a decent game this week, and like you said, Claypool has that huge upside. So.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
that you wish that I could play both. I've got Keenan Allen and Adam Thielen as well. So would I swap one for Ridley, or do you think that you should still start both of those?
I'm not opposed to taking Keenan Allen
out. The kind of question mark.
I can't take Keenan Allen out. You need somebody to look at you like Justin Herbert looks at Keenan Allen.
So I would take out Thielen in that group. I know I just talked up Kirk Cousins, but geez, you have friggin' 4 top 15 options. That makes it really interesting. Thielen's the one of the bunch that is touchdown dependent, and that does make me nervous. If, let's say, for example, Justin Jefferson or Irv or even Kyle Rudolph were to snag one of the touchdowns away from Thielen last week, he has 9 points. I mean, we talk about a big game. It wouldn't have been huge. He's probably not even number one on his team right now. So as crazy as it sounds, and man, I hope you're getting active in the trade deadline, because that is a lot of weapons you got there. There's no way I'm sitting Keenan Allen. I would be looking at Thielen as the guy I'm putting on my bench out of that group.
Fair enough. Well, that's why I gave you guys a call anyway. I appreciate your input. Thanks a lot for what you guys do.
Hey, man, good luck this week. Happy Thanksgiving. With that lineup, it sounds like a championship's easily within your grasp. So go get that thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys too.
Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
All right. And I believe now we can get to the question of questions, the questions that everybody wants the answer to. Tua or Flacco?
It's Tua for me. I think his rushing ability alone might be enough to beat out Flacco this week.
I mean, Flacco is elite, right?
Well, of course he is.
He was for one playoff stretch.
And that's all you need, right? Just one. I'm going Tua here. Denver's secondary is awful. They're protecting him well in the way that they call plays for him, but he's still playing well through it, and I think he's got a good upside with his legs. I'm going to say Tua.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to think of a name of a quarterback that I would play Flacco over this week.
PJ Walker?
No, I wouldn't.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah, Darnold probably. Jameis Winston would be a toss-up for me because I'm not sure if he's playing or not. That's kind of where I have Flacco in the do I hope Winston gets a couple snaps category. Flacco is probably the 36th wide receiver I've ranked right now on the week. So, yeah, Tua, and that is not a compliment to Tua himself, just the fact that you gave us a really rough option on the other end.
What's funny there is that you wouldn't start Flacco over anybody, but the Jets would.
That is amazing, yeah, and absolutely amazing to me. But yeah, that's where we're at.
All right, so James Conner, Kalen Ballage, and for fuck's sake, I'm sorry for cussing there, but in 2020, only that could be a question, right? Like 2019, Ballage is ducking passes, and now we're getting ready to start him over some freaking decent talent. Are we going to start him over James Conner?
It depends. Wilson, are you talking about our league? If so, yeah, go Ballage. If you're talking about not our league, then go Conner.
Yeah, I think against Jacksonville, this is a game for them to try to actually finally get Conner going a little bit. And so I'm going to stick with Conner here.
All right. This must have been a comment over something earlier. Did you guys have a question about Gio Bernard and Michael Thomas?
Yeah, we had. It was like a group of about 6 different players, and 4 of them were studs, and one of them was Michael Thomas, who's typically a stud, but But yeah, so we ended up choosing Gio over Thomas in a flex position.
That is also a 2020 thing to say, you guys. All right, so Dalton, Schneider, Josh Reynolds, AB, Crowder, pick one, half PPR.
Crowder.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like Josh Reynolds. I like the fact that he's had 3 straight weeks in a row of competing and even outscoring in some weeks the other 2 receivers there. But I just don't see how that keeps up for a long period of time. And Crowder's been keeping it up all season. So any form of PPR you can get for Crowder is a good form of PPR.
All right, Oswaldo, what up, guys? Just saw the alert message that Hines could get the bulk of the carries against the Packers. Should I start him over CEH or James Robinson in a standard league?
No, never. Not in a standard league. Hines is PPR only play.
Yeah, I still can't do it.
I agree there.
But as a Colts fan, I do like to see that. I had not heard that, so I like
that. So a lot of people have confused the announcement. What the announcement was that Rappaport said the coaches will be going with the hot hand, and his belief is that means that will lead to more Nyheim Hines. I am of the opinion that it means that whoever's hot is going to get the ball, which has been their go-to all along.
Yeah.
So I think that there was a little nuance in the announcement. I saw the actual announcement itself, and I saw a lot of people reading into this means Hines is going to get the ball. That was Rappaport theory. That was never said. That was nothing. And this whole idea that coaches are actually coming out to these guys and saying, hey, here's what we're going to do just as a heads up so you guys can plan for it, doesn't actually happen that way, at least not in my lifetime. So Oswaldo, I saw the same alerts that you did, and I started digging for it. And if you look at the actual what was said by Rappaport, we're still not that much closer to having clarity in the backfield that we were before that statement, in my opinion.
Absolutely, we're going right into Alex V 2021. He's moving right past 2020. He's hoping 2021's better. Apparently,
don't blame him.
Antonio Brown, Jamison Crowder, Travis Fulgham, or Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the flex.
Helaire for me. I would go the running back unless I absolutely have no choice otherwise.
I think I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, he's adding or Pittman. I think we all stick with Helaire there.
Yep.
So Derek got that man. 2 questions. PPR leagues: Lamb or Ronald Jones in the flex?
Jones.
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones to make it 3. Then Burrows, Rodgers, or Taysom? Rodgers. He's playing too well to sit him. He also says Jacoby Myers, Mark Andrews, DJ Chark, AJ Green, pick 2 in a PPR.
So I still like Mark Andrews. I know there's a chance that he might be utilized more as a blocking tight end, and I also know that he's just a tight end compared to all these guys. It's going to make it a difficult decision. I'm not saying I would choose him here, but that's going to make it a difficult decision. DJ Chark still played really well last week, even without a quarterback. And Myers has been playing a lot better. This is a tough call.
So I think I have to start Myers of all of these. Of the 4, Myers to me is the must start of the 4, just based on what I've seen out of everybody else, because everybody else here has been up and down, but the last couple of weeks, Myers has been the guy who's got the targets there, right? So I'm going to say Myers for sure, and Mark Andrews, DJ Chark. I'm going to play upside, and I'm going to say DJ Chark and Myers and just hope, because I don't know. I haven't seen much out of Mark Andrews, and AJ Green's, we're hanging on to him because of his name at this point.
Yeah, Green's definitely out. I mean, there's no way I'm touching him. I'm going to go Andrews here. He just has a good matchup. The Titans are softish arming against the pass and specifically against the tight end. They're just not a good defense in general. So I'm going to go with Andrews and hope that they get him right. He showed some flashes against the Patriots that I think might start turning things around for him. So I'm going to go Andrews here, but I agree on Myers being the play. Huge amount of volume there. Again, bad defense in Houston. So I'm going to go Myers and Andrews.
You know, the problem with Charmin is you can't find any right now. All you animals out there taking all the toilet paper, making me sit on my bidet. But that's okay.
Well,
All
you know, I'm heavily prepared and well stocked coming from the Toilets and Titles. We have to keep up with our name, so we've got plenty of it.
George apologizing for having a dip for work. Listen, we'll take it out of your paycheck. We'll take it out of your sleeper wire check. Oswaldo, question for my boy Mike. Dolphins I can't do it. I can't do it in any way, shape, or form. So are the Dolphins defense, is that a good play against the Broncos? And I'm going to say yes. That defense has been playing well. I can say well. I just can't say good in Dolphins in the same sentence. So they've been playing well, and the Broncos have been playing terribly. But I think he wants to get Mike in on this because it's Mike's Broncos. I'm just going to pretend I'm Mike and just say, yeah, our offense is horrible.
Yeah, the offense on that team is just pure and utter crap. I like Miami a lot this week. In fact, I'm playing Miami in my DFS lineups, as sad as it is against my boys. But yeah, it should be a field day against the Broncos. Should be a pretty easy win.
Yeah, but the Dolphins are my number one defense overall this week. So
would you play Flacco or Drew Lock? We'll go back to that.
Oh, geez, you're really that is a kick. Can I leave it blank? Is there any kind of penalty if I leave the quarterback position blank?
No, I mean, listen, I take a 0 over negative. So if you got to do it, let's do it.
That's kind of where I'm at. So I would probably pick up Jarrett Stidham and play him. There's a lot of people that I would play. In all honesty, I would go Lock, but I would hate to have to make that decision.
Remember at the beginning of the season, people had high hopes for Drew Lock. You know what we called those people? Wrong.
Yes, I was.
Stone Cold Rogers, Crazy Canuck, 0.5 PPR, start 3. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Tyler Boyd, Justin Jefferson, Tavares Landry, and same league, add Naheem Hines for 2 flex spots. So we got to start 3 of the wide receivers, and then we can do 2 flex spots.
All right, we'll throw Jefferson and Boyd in there easily, right? Those are 2 must starts.
Absolutely.
We're clearing out most of these guys then. Looks like starting 2.
I mean, that seems like everybody, right? Like we got to do 5, and how many people did he give us?
We said Moore, Jefferson, and Anderson. So then now we need between Boyd, Landry, or Naheem, we need 2. So I'd say Naheem Hines and Boyd. I guess we're benching Landry.
This question, the way it's worded, is confusing. So what I'm going to do, Stone Cold Rogers, let's just rank them because I don't know how many you actually need. I know Jefferson 1, Boyd 2, DJ Moore 3, Robbie Anderson 4, Naeem Hines 5, and Jarvis Landry 6.
I would flip Robbie and Moore, but like that's fine as well. Like I think everything else was 100 spot on.
Either way, all 3 of us said that Landry's the odd man out, right?
Yeah, we're just not 100% sure that's what they mean, so we wanted to rank them just in case. So the ranks are your rank's pretty good, Mike. Go with that. Now, Kerryon Johnson or Wilkins?
I guess Kerryon, just because Swift is out, so there's only 2 guys there, and one of them is Adrian Peterson. So, I mean, he's got a shot at getting some carries, but I don't like it. Jordan Wilkins looks good when he gets the ball, but he doesn't. We don't know that he's going to get the ball a whole lot. I guess we don't really know that Kerryon will either, though.
Did anybody talk more shit in the offseason than Kerryon Johnson, only to be on the bench most of the season? Kerryon talked so much shit on Twitter, and then they drafted Swift and picked up Peterson, and basically we haven't heard from him since.
So they are playing the Panthers, too, which bodes well for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Kerryon here. Only because, I mean, Wilkins has a shot at a decent game, but he, it's, I don't know. He's still behind Thomas and Taylor. Taylor and Naheem Hines. So Okay.
Yep, clean sweep there.
TM Clean 176. Full PPR. Pick DJ Moore, Fulgham, or Myers. Pick one.
Myers.
Yeah. Yeah, Myers has been playing well.
And that's three. Now this I can't say out loud. I've tried multiple times.
George says Miami Dolphins are good. There you go. Gotcha.
Miami Dolphins are. He also says Robinson's matchup proof. I mean, he has been so far. So, I don't know that I'd go that far, but he has been so far. So we'll go ahead and say it. Sleeper Wire, J-Fan, pick 3, Michael Thomas, Jefferson, Claypool, T. Higgins.
Not Thomas.
No, I think Thomas is the odd man out. Jefferson, Claypool, Higgins. Your three rookies.
Clean sweep.
So S-Pac called us bitches.
Fair enough.
That's good. He says Jones, Burrow. I don't know. He's answering old questions now. So, Gibson or Edwards?
In all fairness, he answered them like 10 minutes ago. So,
that's true. We were busy because we were on the show. I forgot. Sorry. Gibson or Edwards?
Yeah, which Edwards?
I'm guessing Elair.
I'm guessing too, but you
I'm
can't
going
say
Gibson. Gibson either way. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
Gibson over Brian Edwards, over Braylon Edwards, over Edwards-Helaire, over Ed Norton. I don't know what Edwards we're going to get into, but all of them.
If Ed Norton came back, I would probably roll with Ed Norton.
Man, I heard he's difficult to work with. Well, I'll just gonna say Gibson. We're gonna move on. Jesus Merkt says 1 running back, 1 flex. Zeke, J.D. McKissick, Tyler Boyd, Salvon Ahmed, and Marvin Jones. I may have missed your response earlier. I don't know if you guys did this one earlier or not.
I don't either, but it's Boyd and Zeke.
Yeah. Yeah, we still can't bench Zeke. I mean, you can. And
I'm benching him. I'm saying Boyd and McKissick, but you guys can say Boyd and Zeke if you'd like.
I did. So
I know you did. I know you did, but listen, that's fine. I'll take McKissick, but that's two for Zeke, 2 for Boyd. We've got a quorum. Minimal impact.
I think that's the opposite of a quorum.
I don't know.
The majority. We have a majority.
Whatever. There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever the term is, I don't listen. I was told there'd be no dictionary here. Fucking Justin. All right, minimal impact. Would you play PJ Walker over Jared Goff?
No.
Let's see. A lot of S-Pac in here. Steezy Tones. Shit, did they answer pick 3 non-PPR? Robinson, Chark, Godwin, Kupp, Marvin Jones?
I don't think we answered this one.
We did not. So let's answer for Steezy Tones.
Godwin, Chark, Anderson.
Godwin,
Anderson for sure. I'm still afraid to bench Kupp, but I'm not going against Mike. I think it's close enough that I'll roll with Mike's.
So let me tell you, Cooper Kupp in the second half of the season is like the Atlanta Falcons in the second half of a football game. He sucks. This is now 2 years in a row. Awful. Cooper Kupp is my number 1 trade. He is all name at this point, but last year he did it. This year he did it. He had 1 game in the past 3 weeks, and he needed 21 targets to do it and still got outscored by Robert Woods. He's awful. I'm sorry.
He may be all name, but it is a cool name.
It is a very nice name. Yeah, it's very fancy. Probably gets him into the country club. Yeah, probably was a lot of minion grinds.
Man, this would be amazing.
But yeah, no, Cooper Kupp's terrible.
Okay, so I've got to put this up. Spac told me to eat it. I mean, as fat as I am, Spac, whatever it is, I've probably eaten it. Shaquem Banks says, pick 1, Reynolds, Judy, Grant. Reynolds for me.
Reynolds has consistently played well the last 3 weeks, and after hearing Mike completely bash Kupp, it kind of makes me lean that way too. I will say that Grant's not a bad pickup though. If you can pick him up and stash him with their schedule coming up. So, but yeah, I'd probably go with Reynolds this week.
Yep, clean sweep. Reynolds.
And Sleeper Wire Hoos. Perriman, Crowder, Duke, Johnson, Rieger. 1 for the flex.
I'm expecting it's PPR.
PPRs.
Man would not play standard. And I'm going to go Crowder on this one just for the PPR sake.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree. Now I'm going to switch over and see if we've got any Mixler questions that Mike hasn't been able to type up yet. Let's see. We've got Jesus Merck says, what is the thought on Marvin Jones? No Swift, Galladay, or Amendola?
Say that again.
What is the thought on Marvin Jones this week with no Swift, Galladay, and Amendola? It's not a start somebody over, but what's the thought there?
I mean, this could still surprise you. He always can.
Yeah, I mean, this is always a trap, though, isn't it? Like, you get these where you're feeling like, oh, well, you know, here's a guy who has it all to himself. It's not the same as a running back. What's going to happen is he's going to be the focus of the defense, and Marvin Jones is not a wide receiver one. So I think he's going to pull potential bracket coverage. It's really just him and potentially Hawk, who is, if I remember correctly, hobbled with a toe injury. So I don't love Marvin Jones, and I never love these mediocre wide receivers getting a boost because they have let's say the passing targets to themselves. I just don't think Marvin Jones is that good. He could go off, as Justin said. He always has the opportunity to, but he also could give you a flat 0. And I just don't like him this week.
And we're still worried about Stafford's throwing hand injury. So.
Yep.
All right, and we're going to say Flacco or Taysom. I have Taysom in my top 12 this week, but also he's kind of high.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are high Sunday and got shit to do. But yeah, Taysom by.
I mean, to be fair, it could be Wednesday. He'd still be high.
Taysom by a ton.
All right. Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, Drew Lock. Superflex.
Cam.
Not Lock. Rivers.
I'm taking Cam for the running upside. And they're playing Texans. So that's 2. Let's see. Jacoby Myers, Deontay Johnson, AB, Jamison Crowder, Michael Pittman pick 2. It's Deontay Johnson and Crowder for me, and if it's PPR.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woods, Godwin, Ridley, Balaj, play 2.
Middle 2, Ridley and Godwin.
How many leagues are you in, Spac?
He says he's asking for a friend.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'd bench Woods and Balazs. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, guys. I think that is all the questions we have currently. I know we're a couple minutes ahead of 12:30, but I do want to mention that you can catch all of the fantastic Sleeper Wire shows the rest of the week. We have a Monday night watch party, Tuesday night waivers, Wednesday night mail sack, Thursday night we have Chris's show, and Friday night we have an AMA, and of course every Sunday morning you can find us on the Blitz. Whether we come in or out, that's up to us, but we're always on Sunday morning. On top of that, you can go to sleeperwireshow.com. You can go catch all of our articles put out by our incredible writing staff. You can go to our swag shop, which is amazing. I'm still petitioning for the Sleeper Wire thongs. I even made a prototype. It's just Toose's face on my junk at this point, but we're working on it. And guys, I want to. Oh, we have an alert. What's the alert now? Mike, what's the alert now?
Don't make that god awful thong. That's what that alert is.
Mike, I will share it with you later, okay, bud? We're gonna take that off the air. I do want to give our guests, our guest co-host this week, a minute to plug themselves. So, Justin, why don't you start?
Yeah, first off, I don't know if this was intentional by you guys or not, but it's definitely intentional for me. Men's Health Awareness Month. We got the beards going for No Shave November. I'm a 2-time testicular cancer survivor myself, so it means a lot to me. So I just want to make sure that we throw that plug out there. Guys, fellas, if you're out there listening to the show or watching the show, make sure you go check your junk. Make sure you got no lumps, and your families will appreciate that. Also, check us out, Toilets to Titles. We put out a weekly show every Tuesday night live, which comes out as a podcast form every Wednesday morning. You can also find a lot of articles by us and our guys on fusionffb.com. And this is my second show now with Mike at Daddy's home up there. So got to say, man, I really appreciate the intensity that you bring. I can tell you put a lot of work into this stuff. So I show appreciation for that when I see it, man.
I appreciate that, man. I've had a lot of fun hanging with you guys again. Yeah, this is our second time in 3 weeks, right? So let's talk about where you can find me. I don't know where you can't at this point. I am live somewhere on the internet pretty much 24/7. I'm like Friends. If you turn on anything, you'll see my damn face somewhere. You find me on Twitter at Daddy's Home FF. You can catch me every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. at Join Our Circle _. That is my standard show. This week, you can find me Tuesday night at 7:30 on Drinking and Talking Fantasy. Earlier this week, you could find me on the Ask Me Anything Sleeper Wire crew with Ryan McDowell. We filmed that on Friday. If you didn't get a chance to check that out, please do so. There's some wild stuff. We talked mostly Jason, Thanksgiving food, I believe, was the topic of the week this week. And newly kind of signed up, you can catch me right here every other Sunday on the Sleeper Wire Blitz. I will be showing up the off week, so not this coming week, but the week after for the rest of the season, answering all your start-sit questions anytime Sleeper Wire guys call. I love this group. I come running ready to rock and roll, and I love all the questions we get. So you'll find me here every other Sunday, Wednesday nights at 8, and then just follow anybody on Fantasy Twitter, and I'm probably putting my stupid mug on their show at some point in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and listen, I do want to get back to Justin's, talking about testicular cancer. First, I was checking myself during the show, just so everybody's clear. Second, George and I run a charity. We're coming down to the end of it, but George and I run BFTG charities. We raise money for Toys for Tots every year. This year we're over 11,000. We want to get closer to 12. So guys, you can still donate. Reach out to me on Twitter at BFTG Jason. I'll walk you through how you can donate. But we're going shopping on December 5th, so we could use more money before that. And as always, remember Sleeper Wire itself is a charity for Lyme disease, and we're going to be moving into some exciting things in the future. But right now, the great thing about Sleeper Wire is Sleeper Wire itself, every dollar raised is going towards a charity. Sleeper Wire is a 501c3, so just keep that in mind as well. They'll take donations. It's the end of the year where charities are looking for money because it's for you guys it's a better tax write-off. For us, it's good to show on the end of the year for your books of how much you've raised. So keep that in mind for whatever charity you decide to donate going forward. That's one thing I can say about the fantasy community. The fantasy community is amazing when it comes to donations and giving back and taking care of each other and just the world in general. So we're all fat guys with unshaven faces, but we all care about everybody, and it's a really great community. We do have Mini Jordan did pop in with a question, 718. He says Cousins versus Dallas or Alex Smith versus Cincinnati. And I think it's going to be Cousins as a smash play, but you guys can go ahead and do that.
Clean sweep.
Yeah.
And then I've got Matt Mosier one over. So I've got two more questions over in Sleeper or in Mixler we didn't get to. T. Higgins or Robert Woods in PPR? Higgins.
Yep.
Higgins for me as well. And Matt Mosier says Goddard, Fant, or Waller this week.
Waller.
Yep. And then again, DJ, please. That's Al. My guys with a couple of muscles there. I don't know. You looking at all three of us. There's probably not that much muscle in here. Mental muscle, maybe. Physical strength, probably not that much. George left earlier. So for George, Mike, Justin, and Mike, guys, I want to say thank you for all your calls, all your comments. We're heading into week 12. We're heading into week 11, and then we'll see you again for week 12. Thank you guys for watching, listening. commenting and interacting. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So thank you again, and have a great week.
I guess.